So recently I went for a nice little walk around the level outskirts in Halo 2 and I noticed some weird and interesting stuff. So today I thought it'd be fun to go for a little tour around Old Mombasa and show you all some of the neat little things that I've found in this city. Okay, so here we are on the level outskirts, specifically Old Mombasa. It's a lovely day today, besides all the alien invasion and mass genocide. And the first place that I want to have a look at is this building over here. So we'll have a look at this door first. So here we see a door. I'm sure we're all familiar with these. And then we also see some sort of interface right next to the door. This looks like, some kind of keyboard. It's even got a numpad, and then it's got some sort of display here. And then above the door, you'll notice a sign that says caution, and it's got an electric bolt, and then what looks like an icon of a finger touching a keypad. That checks out. You would most likely interact with this keypad with your fingers. And then it's also got an arrow pointing to the right, which is where the keypad is. It's to the right. And now I'm not entirely sure what this sign implies, if it's saying you will be electrocuted if you touch this keypad, or if it's saying if there's some sort of malfunction, you may be electrocuted. But regardless of what the sign says, contextually, this all makes sense. You've got a door, you've got a keypad, and then you've got a sign with an image of a keypad pointing to the keypad. If we keep going around the building, we'll see this door has a keypad, but no sign. Still makes sense. Over here on this side of the building, we'll see again, we've got a door, we've got the keypad, and then we've got that same sign pointing to the keypad. We've also got a little building number here. We'll talk a bit more about those later, but just keep that in mind. You'll probably see them throughout the city. And then here at the final door of this building, we have the exact same thing. We've got a door, we've got a keypad, and then we've got the sign pointing to the keypad. Anyway, we've now established how this building works and how, there's a door, there's a keypad, and there's a sign. So now let me show you another building. If we just keep coming around here, this is the door that we were just at. If we just go back here, so over here we'll see door, keypad. Where's the sign? Oh, it's over here. And it's the exact same sign, and it's pointing to the right, where there is nothing. So we've got the door here, we've got the keypad here, and then there's just a sign referring to the keypad, yet pointing at absolutely nothing. That's interesting. I find it really interesting that this building, it has 4 doors, and 3 of the doors have a sign that all point to the keypad. So they all are consistent relative to the keypad and with each other. But then this door over here is just losing the plot a little bit. It's got the door, it's got the keypad, and then it's just got the sign pointing at nothing, which is kind of interesting and a little bit funny. Then if we go further down here, we again have a sign mentioning a keypad that is pointing to nothing. It's pointing back into the street. And then down here, we have the keypad, which is significantly lower than any other of these keypads in the entire level. It's like almost at like crouching height. Even if a human interacted with this, they'd probably have to be crouching down to interact with it. But the weirdest thing of all is that there is no door. It is just a brick or stone wall here. So this is not even a real building. This is just like somebody has put up a facade of a real building. You've got the sign, you've got the keypad, albeit it's very low, and then you have no actual door into the building. There's no door over here. There's nothing. And this building's actually got the keypad sideways, which I hadn't noticed before. Anyway, we're in the main sort of street here. This is kind of the first section that you see when you enter the area. And I wanted to have a look at some of the house numbers in here. So this is the first kind of building. I guess this is the first building here. This is number 7. And then if you come over here to the left, you'll see it's really hard to see, and you probably won't be able to see it in the video, but I promise you, this is a number 1 here. You can kind of like just barely make it out. If you can't see it, just trust me. I swear it, this is a number 1 right here. Then over next to number 1, we have number 6. And then right next to number 6, we have number 1 again. So far we've got number 1, number 6, and then number 1. And then if we go over here, what have we got? Number 3, okay? And then if we come up here, number 6 again. I mean, how the hell is anybody in this street supposed to get their mail? There is multiple houses with the same number on the same street. I mean, this is pretty clearly a street, right? Even if you want to claim that like this is the divide between the streets, you still have a number 1 here and a number 1 over there. And then you have a 6 here and then a number 6 over here. One interesting other thing is that pretty much all the houses, or all the buildings, I guess, are labeled by numbers. You'll see there's a number 6 here. I think around this corner is another one. This one doesn't have a number. And if you go all the way back to where you came from, you've got house number 3. And then you've also got house number B. And I'm pretty sure this is the only building that uses a letter instead of a number, which is quite interesting considering that you probably see these numbers here maybe 10 to 15 times, maybe even more. And I'm pretty sure this is the only building that uses a B. It's not even like house 3B, it's just building B. So I thought that was kind of interesting that this is the only one that has a letter instead of a number. There's a few of these signs that you can find across the city. Over here, for example, we have a no dogs sign, which checks out. I haven't seen any dogs so far in the city. We also have a no littering sign, which is kind of ironic because right behind the no littering sign on the floor over there is a bunch of rubbish. So clearly the citizens of Old Mombasa are not very good at abiding by the law. So another one of these signs that you can find throughout the city is a no smoking sign. However, if you just have a look over here, very clearly you can see cigarette butts in this pile of rubbish. So just another sign that the citizens of Old Mombasa are not very law-abiding at all. Okay, so here's probably my favorite feature from this entire city. This door here looks like a pretty regular door, keypad like we've mentioned earlier, and above the door you'll see there is a sign that says entrance for employees only. If we come around the building, we'll find another door which has the same sign, entrance for employees only. Now this sign, you can find it on another building, however in this area here, in this kind of neighborhood, I did not find this sign on any other building. Just keep that in mind that this is the only building in this kind of neighborhood that has this sign. Not only has this sign, but has it on 2 separate doors to the same building. Okay, so I've just parkoured my way up on top of this building, and right over here, right where I'm shooting, is that first door that had the employees only sign. And then if you go around there to the left is where the other one. So this is the building that had the employees only sign. And then if you come down here, you'll see that the building that had an employees only sign, which implies that it must be some kind of business, actually has some sort of service entrance around the back. This is so cool. I don't know why this is so freaking cool that the only building in that entire neighborhood that implies in any way that it's some sort of business actually has a service entrance around the back, but this isn't where it ends. So this is pretty cool. You've got some kind of like back alleyway for them to get their deliveries. You've got 2 different buildings that can get deliveries that are both utilizing this back alleyway. But if you come over here, there is no way for a vehicle to actually get in here. This may not be the most interesting thing, but to me it's really crazy that they actually went to the effort of giving a building a back entrance, but then when you come over here, you realize that there is no actual way any vehicle could ever get in here. Even if they could squeeze in through here, this is like a 5-meter drop here that no vehicle could ever make. So what the hell is going on? Well, I've actually got a theory on what's going on here. If we come down here and drop down here, look at where we end up. Remember this house from before? The fake house? I've got a little theory here that there's something fishy going on. This building is a fake building. It has the facade that it's an entrance to, you know, maybe an apartment or a building or someone's house or something, yet there is no door. There is no way to get in here. And then, wouldn't you know it, if you come up here, this building leads to this back entrance, which takes you to this quote-unquote business. Now, this building is the only building in this entire neighborhood that has any sort of indication on the outside that it's a business. It has the no employees sign outside, and it has a back entrance that they can use for deliveries, yet there is no way a vehicle could possibly get in here. There is definitely something going on in this business that I am locked into at the moment. I don't know if they're dealing some sort of illicit substance and they're taking it from this building to this one, or they're coming out of this roller door and going all the way through here and storing it in this building, which again is a fake building. There is no door to this building. This is not a real person's home. This is a conspiracy, people. Something is going on with this fake house, and I want to know what the hell is going on. If anybody who's watching right now has any theories as to what the hell is going on between these 3 buildings, let me know. But I think there is something very fishy going on in this back alleyway. Alright, well, after that note, I think I want to just show one more thing that I thought was kind of interesting. Across these buildings, you'll notice these clothes that are hanging. This one's kind of going into the ceiling a little bit, or into the roof a little bit, but you'll see these clothes hanging all across the rooftops here. There's a bunch over here, and just one thing that I thought was kind of neat is that every single time you see one of these like washing lines with the clothes hanging, they're all in a spot where you would typically see that in real life. Like, for example, back here, it's coming out of somebody's window, and even though it's kind of a bit awkward here on the roof, it makes sense that somebody would hang washing out their window and have some, you know, one of those like washing lines that you can pull back and forth. Same can be said here. These are all hanging on somebody's balcony. They're attached to like a post. That looks like a washing line. Get a closer angle here. That all looks cool. That looks legit. And even over here, you'll see that this is hanging off of somebody's balcony. Now, you may be questioning, how do they get onto the balcony? And I guess that wasn't thought all the way through. But the washing, you would expect to see somebody's washing line coming off of their balcony. And finally, even on this street here, you'll see attached to someone's balcony. It's hanging from somebody's balcony. Over here, it's hanging from somebody's balcony. It's just a really interesting, tiny little detail that I've never even noticed before until I recently took the time to look around. But it's just kind of cool that they actually have realistic washing placement. Somebody went through the effort and specifically placed the washing there every single time throughout the entire city. And I think that's really neat. Anyway, that's some of the cool things that I found in Old Mombasa in Halo 2. But what do you guys think? Are you as blown away by some of these things as I am? As always, let me know what you thought of this video. I want to make stuff that you guys enjoy watching, and I'm still trying to figure out this format. So let me know, did you enjoy this live commentary style format, or would this work better if I'd scripted it out a bit more? Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.